Hello guys and welcome back to the Fortune Hotel, and today we are going to be talking about episode 5. And in the previous episode we saw Cherish and Jay give the dreaded early checkout card to the front runners of the series, Dan and Claire. Honestly, what a crazy moment. This show has been absolutely fantastic so far, and it doesn't show any signs of letting up. This episode was the most wild and crazy episode yet. I cannot tell you how amazing it was, because they had a plan to get rid of a couple, and that couple did not end up going home. So that just proves that everything can change in the blink of an eye. So before we get into the episode, make sure you are liking, commenting and subscribing. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We've got a little milestone of 900 to get first. We're very close to that, but we are on our way to a bigger goal of 1,000. So make sure you're liking, make sure you're commenting, and make sure you are subscribing. But until then, thank you guys, and let's get into the video. So, as I said, Dan and Claire have now left the show. Dan and Claire were definitely the best competitors on the show. Consistently, week after week, they were in the top half of competitors, and it really is starting to show that without them, the competition is going to get a lot more fierce, and it's going to get a lot harder to win those challenges, because they were winning most of them, and now they're not. So, really, it is anybody's game at this point. However, Cherish and Jay currently hold the money, which they tracked from Will and Joanne. Now, that kind of would lead them to believe that maybe Joanne and Will gave them the early checkout card. What they don't know is that it was actually Michael and Adam, and then Michael and Adam during the day got to swap with Joanne and Will because of the room service challenge. So really, Joanne and Will have got a really difficult choice, because they're being given the early checkout card regardless. But now they've got a choice of, okay, do we expose Michael and Adam and lose their alliance, or do we protect them and then we've got an even stronger alliance because we've proven that we are trustworthy and we can keep a secret? It's gameplay like we've never seen on this show before. Not that we've ever seen this show before, it's brand new. But it is absolutely fascinating to think that, yeah, that is exactly the plan. Because otherwise, if you're thinking and you're watching this and you're thinking, yeah, they should just tell, you clearly have no idea how this game should work. This is a game about lying and deception. If Cherish and Jay think that you've given it to them, and you throw somebody else under the bus, it just comes back to bite you in the backside. So it's just not worth it. So the next day, they obviously had some conversations to do. Cherish and Jay are now in a sort of secret alliance with Tommy and Scott, but it's not so secret because Michael and Adam and Joanne and Will can see what's going on. And I find it really interesting because it's actually looking like Joanne and Will actually keep the secret. I'm glad that they're doing this, because I think it just adds a better layer to this game. If they'd have exposed it, it would have been all for themselves again, but having the alliance factor on this, it does add a certain level of intrigue and interest, and I actually do think it works a lot better when it is like that. But regardless, it is where it is. Not really much you can do. Cherish and Jay obviously wanted to have a talk with Will and Joanne. And I gotta say, Will and Joanne came up with the perfect lie. The perfect lie. They basically were like, oh, well, we just picked names out of a hat and it just happened to be you. We're really sorry. We didn't want to see you go, but it was just the fairest way of doing it. And Cherish and Jay were like, actually, fair enough. Now that you've told us that, that's absolutely fair and valid. And then, obviously, they were like, oh, well, at least you're £10,000 richer. And Cherish and Jay went, oh, you guys too. And both Joanne and Will went, no, we haven't got 10k. And then they were like, shit. Oh, shit. Because if we had the case to give them the early checkout card, we should have 10k right now. So they completely fucked up their plan. Oh my god, it was so frustrating to watch. I was sat on the train watching it. And I literally sat there like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, how have you fucked that up so badly? Like, so badly. Oh my God, it was so upsetting to watch. I was literally watching it like, oh, good God. Yeah, tough times. Tough times. So anyway, that was pretty much the conversation. Let's move into some challenges, shall we? So we had a room service challenge which basically involved the guests drawing each other. This could have ended really, really poorly. Fortunately, everybody took it sort of on the chin, had some fun with it. No one was really upset. Each couple had to draw another couple in the hotel. Some of the drawings are really, really bad. Some of them were actually quite good, I thought. Some of them were actually quite accurate. The one of Jen and Sarah. No, Susan, not Sarah. That was bad. Yeah, that was really bad. I think Sam and Aisha's wasn't great either, but honestly, it is what it is. It was just a bit of fun. It was just a laugh. And honestly, the outcome was very interesting indeed. Michael and Adam actually won the challenge, and they obviously know where the money case is, and so Cherish and Jay are like, oh, they're gonna come for us, they're gonna come for our case, rah, 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 rah. And they were right. They were absolutely right, except everybody had to put their cases outside their room, so it was a secret swap, so nobody actually knew who took the case. Honestly, big plot twist, big move. The fact that Adam and Michael now have the money and are willing to give it to what's its face, Joanne and Will. God, there's just so many names on this show. Oh my God, it's stressing me out. Yeah, they felt that they've got it and they can now give it to them during the, what's it called, the bar, the Lady Luck bar. Oh my gosh, I'm all over the place today, guys. I'm having a bit of a meltdown, but it's fine. I'm basically Ice Age 2. But that was the challenge, and honestly, yeah, it was fun. So, going into the challenge, not the challenge, there was a little bit of gameplay that I started to tap into and be like, this is probably what should happen going forward. If it doesn't actually matter where Joanne and Will place. If they come 6th, that's fine. If they come 5th or onwards, whatever, it's fine. As long as the only way they can successfully get rid of this card without it coming to bite them in the arse is if they come 6th and Michael and Adam come 4th or above. If they come 5th, it's over. If they come anywhere above that, it's absolutely fine. Because they can then take the money off of Michael and Adam, give Michael and Adam the early checkout card. Michael and Adam, when it comes to their go, can give the early checkout card to whoever is in 5th place, which is a smart plan. Unfortunately, this was a team task, and they were split into 3 teams. One half of the team had to stay inside the building and direct the other half of the team around the gardens to basically find these little mosaic slabs that had pictures of animals on them. And then once they collected 3 of them, they would run back and they won. I gotta say, Joanne and Will were bombing this challenge massively. Michael and Adam were storming this challenge. And then it's almost as if the tables completely turned, because suddenly on their last one, Michael and Adam were hooning up the gaff. And then we had Joanne and Will pulling out a shocking victory, coming 1st/2nd. I was shocked. I was in absolute shock horror, because I was like, what is going on here? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Okay, yeah, it's chill. It's fun. It's funny. So yeah, essentially, the vibe was that because 2 teams won the competition, one of them would have the final pick and the other would pick the order in which the cases would get assigned, which is a big prize. It's a big prize, and very, very smartly so, Tommy and Scott got the last pick, and Will and Joanne got to choose who they swapped with. It's perfect. It's a perfect plan. It's an absolute perfect plan. They chose the order. They chose everything. They orchestrated the exit of somebody. But then there were a couple of twists in store for them. So let's get into the Lady Luck bar, because we have got so much to talk about. So much. So, the Lady Luck bar. The plan is currently with Tommy and Scott in first place and Joanne and Will in second place. Joanne and Will can choose any other couple to take out the game. They're not going to choose Michael and Adam. The plan is to take out Cherish and Jay. Cherish and Jay have a vendetta against Joanne and Will, and it's a struggle at the moment. It's a struggle bus, because they've got to get rid of them. They're good competitors, but they also know where the money is. The other couples don't know where the money is. Jay and Cherish are the only ones that actually do know where said money is. So it would be smart to take them out at this point in the game, rather than leaving them in and letting them spread the information. Because information in this game is key. So obviously they put Cherish and Jay to do the mandatory swap. Cherish and Jay decided to swap with Susan and Jen. I was like, okay, that's an interesting choice. Right. Adam and Michael were up next. Obviously, Will and Joanne wanted to place them next as a sort of, we're not in an alliance, and you guys did do the worst in the challenge after all. So Adam and Michael got to swap their case with Cherish and Jay. So now Susan and Jen's case is with Adam and Susan and Jen's went to Cherish and Jay's, now with Adam and Michael's. Adam and Michael's is now Cherish and Jay's, and Cherish and Jay's is now with Susan and Jen. God, this is only 2 swaps in. 2 swaps in. God. Susan and Jen then decided to swap with Cherish and Jay. Jesus Christ, on a bike with a cherry on top. Oh my God. So the money has gone Michael and Adam, Cherish and Jay, then to Susan and Jen. So Susan and Jen now have the money. The plan was for Michael and Adam to give the money to Cherish and Jay, and then Will and Joanne swap the early checkout card with the money, send Jay and Cherish home. But now the money is with Susan and Jen, and if they want the money, they've got to send Susan and Jen home. Aisha and Sam decided to keep their case, but I think the fact that they decided to keep their case is now getting to the point where people are becoming super suspicious of them. They're getting to the point where they're like, guys, you've decided to keep your case in every single episode. Come on, like, what's going on here? You must have the money at this point. You actually must have the money, and that could prove to be a little bit of a distraction for another couple, but we'll get onto that in a second. So Joanne and Will, currently holding the early checkout card, decided to swap their card with Susan and Jen, guaranteeing them 10k if Tommy and Scott didn't decide to swap with them. And Michael and Adam were sitting there going, how have Tommy and Scott not noticed that the case has gone from me to Cherish to Susan to Joe and Will-Ann? No, Will-Ann and Joe. No, Joanne and Will. Oh my God, the names are really, really getting me now. So yeah, there was just so many swaps going on, because the final swap, Tommy and Scott swapped with Aisha and Sam because they thought that Aisha and Sam might have the fortune. So that means every single couple ended up with a brand new case at the end of this day. I'm in absolute shock. Because what happened here? Huh? It's funny. It's just funny because poor Susan and Jen didn't even see it come in. They didn't even know what was happening. In every other episode, there's been some kind of an inkling as to who has the early checkout card. But in this episode, no one seemed to have any clue apart from Cherish, Jay, Well, apart from half the competition, actually. But honestly, I'm in a little bit of shock because I did not expect Susan and Jen to be the ones going home. I really thought it was going to be Cherish and Jay. But this does put us in a very, very interesting position going forward, because now you have two sides and then Aisha and Sam just stuck in the middle. Oh, God, guys, this show is absolutely thrilling. I'm absolutely loving it, and it's wonderful to watch. So, guys, that is all we got time for today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of them YouTube things that you guys do so well, and I'll see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Bye now.